You know, just the other day, there's this white man from Fresno. He run into me and I run into him up in the high country outside of the valley. And he asked me what it was like to be here in Yosemite, to have this duty. And I asked him, I said to him, well, what is it like when you walk into church on Sunday? How's that feel? Because that's what it feels like to me. Every day that I'm here feels like a Sunday. And I wasn't much of a church-going person when I was back home, except when I was a child, and that you didn't have much choice because your parents said where you're going to go. But when you're on patrol up in Yosemite's high country, it feels like a Sunday morning because you feel something around you that's much bigger than you are, and it reminds you of how small you are. There's so much of Yosemite that's always reminding you that you're just some little bitty thing. And the world around you is so much bigger, and it can make you feel so small, you're thinking, I don't matter at all. Now, I know what it's like to feel like you don't matter at all, because I grew up colored, South Carolina, born January 1st, 1863, the same day President Lincoln signed that Emancipation Proclamation. Sounds pretty good, but it didn't free no slave in land that was Confederate. So the result was, knowing that Lincoln had done such a thing filled my head with big ideas, and I became too big for my britches. And I was requested by my mom and my daddy to leave the South, otherwise they'd find me dead in the South. But I had no idea when I left home. Only place I knew. I had no idea I'd ever find a home. And I had no idea the Army would send me to a place that's been a better home than where I was, south of the Mason-Dixon. But when I rode into Yosemite, I knew it found me and I found it. And we become one. I never felt like this before about a place. I know what it's like to fall in love. You see a pretty woman, it's easy to do that, especially if you're a soldier. Not enough pretty women out there if you're a soldier. But what I'm saying is this, there ain't enough pretty places like this out there if you're a human being. And I am a human being. And I was taught that, and I feel that deep inside. So what Yosemite did to me, it made me realize that I was a child of God. And I was alive in this world, and every day here felt like it was the first day that ever was. So that's what Yosemite did for me. It reminded me who I was deep down, not who I pretended to be. And that's something. And a place that can bring out who you are and remind you where you're from and let you know that wherever you are right now is at the center of everything else. Well, that's called the Range of Light. That's called Yosemite. That's called paradise. And that is a name you want to put on it. I'm happy with that too.